Hi fellow book lovers, welcome back to the Bibliovert channel. My name is Jacqueline and it is about 5:45. I woke up this morning and I was like, Alchemised has been released. So we're gonna do a little bit of reading before work starts, which I know is probably a really bad idea because how will I put it down once work starts? But that's a problem for future Jacqueline. Don't worry, this is going to be a spoiler-free vlog and review. I will be doing a spoiler review for our Patreon. So if you are interested in that, definitely check it out. For those of you who don't know, Alchemised is a traditionally published work of fan fiction called Manacled. It is a Draco and Hermione fanfic. It became incredibly popular a number of years ago, and it is my favorite piece of literary work ever. It is so good. Manacled was my very first Hermione fanfic that I read, and it absolutely hooked me. And I am just so excited for Sin Lin Yu. Their writing is some of the most stunning, gorgeous, heartbreaking, fill-in-the-blank writing you will ever read. It is magical and haunting, and the prose is stunning. The story is so compelling. This is my #1 most anticipated release of my entire life. I genuinely do not think there will be any book ever that could possibly top the anticipation I have for this book. And I've thought a lot about it. I've talked with a bunch of people about it, of like, you know, what if it doesn't live up to your expectations or X, Y, and Z. And this is what I have decided. I have Manacled. That is literally perfection in my opinion. And so if Alchemized doesn't live up to that same level, that's okay. That's okay, because I haven't. So there's not going to be any level of disappointment for me, and I am so okay with that. So I'm just going to enjoy this, and I absolutely cannot wait. So I went ahead and downloaded it on my Kindle. I have several editions in the mail on their way here, but I just couldn't wait. And I have a bunch of events coming up over the next couple of weeks. And so like this weekend, we're hosting my husband's family baby shower here at our house. And then we have our Bibliovert meetup, which I'm so excited. And I certainly don't want to be reading Alchemized during that because I want to give my full attention to the meetup. But with that said, I'm going to get a couple of hours of reading in before I have to start work. Okay, I'm only like 10 pages in, 2% of the book. This writing is so stunning. Oh my gosh. I'm still in the prologue and I'm just like, Sin Lin Yu just has incredible talent, and I am in awe of their ability to write. So good. I can't get over how happy I am. Like, this is going to sound so funny, and I'm with you, but like having this story in 2 different formats, so like the fan fiction and then the traditional, it just feels like a gift. Like, to be given what, in my opinion, is truly one of the most extraordinary works of art ever produced, and to get it twice in like 2 different ways. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Wow. It's so interesting because when I read Manacled the first time, when I read Manacled the only time, technically, like for about 30 plus hours, I didn't sleep, I didn't eat. It was truly like the moment I picked the book up until the moment I finished the book. Bless my husband, I don't think I talked to him. He just like would like bring me stuff. I sat on the same spot on the couch and like literally, and then I think I just stared at the wall for like another 30 hours after finishing it. And this almost feels like I just want to savor it. I'm gonna be a mess. A mess. Last week, Sinlin Yu released a Substack of all of the books that they read in preparation for Alchemized. And it was a lot of books on alchemy and just different things like that. And I think what I am just so amazed with is not only their level of depth that they went into for research in preparation for this book, but just how massively intellectual they are, but how they are able to take these wildly complex theories and make it so palatable and understandable in the book without compromising the beauty of their writing. And I'm just like, that's incredible. There are so many times when I will read a book and it'll clearly be someone who writes it is just so smart. And I'm like, I'm just gonna trust the author on this one. I don't know what any of this means, but like, pop off. In this one, I'm like, okay, yeah, tell me more about metallurgy. Which like, I just love how comprehensible it is while still being absolutely gorgeous and lush and stunning. And you're just like, am I smart? And it's like, no, I think this is just a testament to Sinlin Yu's writing. And I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy. This is a judgment-free zone, right? I have 2 editions of Alchemized coming in the mail. One is the special edition, I think is at least signed, from Barnes & Noble, and then the other one is the Waterstones edition, which I think is signed too. I can't remember. But like, I need it in my hands. And it's not currently in my hands. So I think I'm gonna go run to the bookstore. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm supporting the local economy. I'm literally at the gas station right by my house, and I was like, I'm just going to double check my tracking because like on my email header it says will be delivered tomorrow, and I was like, I'm just gonna double check that. Wrong, it has been delivered. We're going home. No book shopping today. Have already teared up once. I was trying to see how many pages it had. 1024, by the way. And I saw the last page. And if you know, you know. I'm gonna be wrecked. I'm gonna see where I currently am. Also, the paper, this is like some of the glossiest, smoothest paper. I don't know if I've ever had a book with pages that felt like this. I only made it 55 pages. Less than 1,000 to go. I think we should just do like a little bit of reading. So I have officially made it to part 2. I am on chapter 30, which this is how far I've made it. My hairdresser was so nice. Yesterday I walked in and I was like, I'm so sorry. Can I be so rude and just read the entire time? And she was like, oh my gosh, yes. I have so many thoughts, so I think let's just go ahead and dive in. First off, the writing is still just absolutely gorgeous. It is so haunting and heartbreaking, especially part 1. Actually, all of it, but like specifically part 1 is just like your heart breaks for Helena. And it's so funny because every time I've recommended Manacled to someone and they read it, they would always look at me and they're like, this is a love story? I'm like, I know, you're not wrong. I know. But like, it hurts. Part 1 just hurts so much. And I'm gonna be completely honest, knowing that Sinlin Yu was going to change some things, I thought that they were going to make some significant changes to avoid some of the trigger warnings of this book. You see, again, I'm trying so hard to be spoiler free. And so I was very surprised when that didn't happen. But in my opinion, I think that it's hard and like not okay, but Sinlin Yu, I think did it really well. And so my biggest curiosity is going to be for people who maybe just like tangentially see it on social media, or they're like wandering through the bookstore and the gorgeous cover catches their eye and they just pick it up and they read it, like what that's going to be like. Because I'm an AO3 reader, like it's harder to just stumble upon something on AO3 and like the tags are there. And so it's definitely one of those things where I'm very, 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 very curious to see like how maybe like the non-fan fiction public will react to the book. And like, if this is a book that you DNF in part 1, like protect your peace. I don't blame you because it is so hard. And now that I'm in part 2, I'm really, really excited for a couple of things in particular. One of the things I mentioned yesterday was how talented that I think Sinlin Yu is, that they can take really complex things and make it understandable. And I 1000% still stand by that. I think that there were some tidbits left out in part 1, and so I'm really excited and looking forward to having a better understanding of the world building and of like the different hierarchies and what all of the like alchemy aspects of it, like what, like the nitty-gritty of that. And I think that that's something that we're going to learn in part 2, so I'm really, really looking forward to that. It's just been wonderful. It's just been so wonderful. And it's been so funny today of like, I keep thinking about it and wanting to read it and working instead. And again, like there's obviously this massive desire to do nothing but read this book, but also this just like the words I used yesterday, just the savoring it. And I just so happy. So anyway, I'm going to do some more reading tonight. I'm really hopeful that I can get pretty far. My in-laws arrive tomorrow and I don't want to have like 5 days where I can't get some serious reading done. So we got work done. We have 64% of this book to get through tonight. So let's go. Good morning. It is Sunday, which means that I did not finish Alchemised before my husband's family came into town and we hosted the baby shower. But my brain currently feels like mush. Yesterday was lovely, but I am not sure I am capable of reading with my eyeballs, so I'm going to read with my ears today. I was talking to my friend Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Cosplay, and she was saying that the audiobook narrator is absolutely phenomenal, and so I think I'm gonna give that a shot. I need to check my Kindle if I'm going to be completely honest. I think I'm at 48%. I don't remember getting further than that, but maybe I did. And so I'm kind of hoping that I will have enough established in my brain for like the world building and everything that listening won't be too confusing. I think I'm a little bit confused at some of the divisions, specifically. I understand the difference between a necromancer and a vivomancer, but I'm not 100% confident what an animancer is. I think I have like a general idea, but I don't feel like it has been fully fleshed out yet. And maybe that's on purpose. Like maybe now that I'm in part 2, that will become a lot more clear. But that's the one thing that I have kind of been like, I still don't really fully confidently know what this is. And I have been talking to my dear friend Kita about it. And that's something that we've kind of been going back and forth of being like, could it be this? Could it be this? I don't know. Maybe it's this. And so anyway, I have looked for a glossary online of kind of like the different orders and specifications, and I haven't found anything. So I do think that that is one thing that maybe a glossary or like a who people are and their abilities and like what side they're on, that could potentially be a little helpful. But again, like due to the nature of the different parts of the book and how it progresses, I can understand that that might be not necessarily a spoiler, but could show the cards too early, I guess. But anyway, that is kind of something that I've been munching on. With that said, I'm going to start listening, and I'm really excited to check out this audiobook narrator. I've been thinking about it a lot. I have been planning my reread, but listening to it, and so kind of getting to dabble in it now, and then just know that I can like turn it on whenever I want. I think that's going to be lovely. Okay, so I just got to a part that I would say that this is the closest I've been to tears yet. Obviously, this book hurts. Like, all of it is pain. Like, you were perpetually in pain the entire time. But we just got this scene where Kane is explaining a lot about his backstory. And it just like... And I just feel like the pacing of this book has been done so incredibly well. And I remember like when reading Manacled, I felt like part 2 was a little bit drawn out at parts, and I have not felt that way while reading this now. It's just so good. It's just so good. I am officially 68% of the way through the book, and I am positively feral. The possession. It's hot. I don't make the rules. It's hot. I'm here for it. I'm loving it. More of it, please. I finished part 2 of Alchemised last night, and I have just under 100 pages to go. I forced myself to stop and finish it today, and I have so many thoughts. The parallels that we see between part 1 and part 2 and how devastating they are in part 1, and then in part 2 how it just absolutely rips your heart out because you all of a sudden have just like this extra layer of knowledge with it. And I just cannot get over how well written this book is. The changes that have been made between Manacled and Alchemized, I didn't think that it could be elevated anymore, but the complexity and beauty and devastation, it just like, I just genuinely have no words. And I think too, obviously the core of the story is the same, and I'm not bored. Like, I know what's going to happen next, and I'm still like, again, I think that is a phenomenal testament to just how mind-blowing this book is. And the audiobook is like truly one of the best audiobooks I've ever listened to. It's so good. I'm not ready for it to be over. I don't want it to end. Penny's going to be offering emotional support during this trying time. Let's do it. I have finished the book, and I have tried to figure out how am I going to kind of do this review at the end. One, without saying everything that I have been saying throughout this entire video, and two, without giving spoilers. But I will try and concisely consolidate my feelings on this book. I was just talking to Kita about it, and I think it's a masterpiece. I think it was absolutely perfect. The changes that were made to this book, phenomenal. The world building was so intricate and complex and beautiful. For a book that was over 1,000 pages, I was never bored. I never thought this is repetitive. I never felt, why am I here? From the very first word on the very first page to the very end of the book, I was hooked. I was consumed. I was in it. I would take another 10,000 pages of this book. Like, I absolutely loved it. And the fact that this is Sin's debut trad pub, but like, that is genuinely insane. Genuinely insane. Just so good. I also, in terms of the things that were changed from the original fan fiction, I personally think that because it was not relying on the original source material, that this book was even stronger, because you are not held back by the characterization that you know of different characters, circumstances, world building, things like that. So to be able to truly sink in and write truly evil people on both sides. And I think the addition that we had to the Order of the Flame of having this religious manipulation as well, like, again, it just seeped in and was you just saw how deeply ingrained evil and misogyny and oppression was in every ounce of this book. Again, just a masterpiece, just an absolute masterpiece. I felt like the ending was so good. I remember when I read Manacled, I kind of had to sit with this feeling of like, it is a happily ever after, don't get me wrong. But it's still like it's a sad, like it's a bittersweet ending. I think that's going to be the best way to say it. Like, and I had to sit with that for a long time. And then finishing this one, I was like, oh, like, I don't know if it's just because I'm now 4 years older or what, but I was like, that was the exact ending that was needed for this book. Though it was, I think I've used the word haunting like a million times in this video, so don't take a drink for every time I say the word haunting. But just this like tragic, all-consuming love that we saw, and to the point where they were willing to sacrifice anything, including themselves, for each other. It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. If you have watched this video and have not read the book yet, I highly recommend reading the trigger warnings and taking them very seriously, because this is a very, 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 very dark book. And so there's a lot of gore, there's on-page rape. So I just want to make sure that anyone who watches this video and then goes into reading this book, please take care of yourself. Be aware of trigger warnings that happen in this book. I believe there is a whole list of them on Sinlin Yu's website, and I will also include the link to that in the description down below. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me. This was wonderful. I already can't wait to read it again. It was so good. So good. If you have read Alchemised, please let me know your thoughts, but also try and keep the comments on this video completely spoiler free. We do not want to ruin it for anyone else, but feel free to reach out over on Instagram at the Bibliovertpodcast. We also have another YouTube channel called Bibliovert Games if you're wanting some like cozy gaming content, and we have a Patreon, which is where my spoiler-filled reaction video will be posted, but we also do monthly episodes, a monthly book buddy read, we have a chat and behind the scenes content, and we would love for you to join our family. It's a lot of fun. I hope you have a fantastic day. Happy reading, and I will see you next time.